and it's finally time to start building walls. That'll be the last drone shot you see for a while. I crashed it into a tree. So the first thing we need to do is get more wood. That should be enough. There's a lot of videos out there that will show you how to build a wall, but almost all of these videos assume that you have a crew or friends. Because typically, when you build a wall, you build it face down on the floor, and then 3 or 4 people team up and they raise it into position. But I don't have a crew or friends, and a few of these walls are 19 feet tall, so I have to build them upright. This is a bit more challenging, but I do have a plan. I forgot to bring a ladder, so I had to build a quick step-ladder table thing. My plan is to use long 2x4s as diagonal straps. These straps are going to hold my corner post in position and give me something to temporarily attach the studs to, so they won't immediately fall over. It's very important to get these corner posts plumb. I can live with unsquared rooms, but leaning walls will create structural problems. Here, you can see how I screw the studs into the diagonal strap. Then I toe-nail them in at the bottom. And I come back with a top plate and nail it in from the top. If you look at the subfloor, you can see that it's a little shiny. It's already rained a little bit, and there's more rain on the way, so we need to go faster. The previous 2 minutes of video was 4 days worth of framing. And this kitchen area is the easiest part of the house. The adrenaline from learning and doing a new thing is starting to wear off. I may have underestimated the amount of time and energy it's going to take to get this house dried in. For the first time since I started this project, I've begun to think that maybe this isn't a one-person job. Today, we're going to start framing the walls of the living room. They're going to be 19 feet tall. My 6-foot-tall ladder is not going to get the job done here, so I rented 3 sets of 6.5-foot-tall scaffolding. They don't assemble the scaffolding for you, by the way. Nor do they provide instructions on how to assemble it. I asked the man who dropped these off if he had any tips for putting all this together. He told me not to fall and drove away. So the scaffold is 19 foot 6 when fully assembled, and my floor deck is already 5 feet above the ground. When I started working on this house, I was a little afraid of heights. You can't see it in this video, but I'm standing up there and my shirt is changing to a darker color from the cold sweat. I'm about 13 feet in the air here. I'm looking at these planks thinking they might slide apart when this happens. This scaffold was making me long for the days of hand-digging trenches in 100-degree heat. I was ready to take a long break here, but nobody was coming out here to put this together. So I kept going. And I kept sweating. And I didn't fall. With the scaffolding set up, I can start cutting these 2x6s down to 19 feet. So I'm loading up the wood, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get these double tall corner posts set up straight. When my friend Evan stops by for a visit. This made it a lot easier to plumb up the posts.
There you go. Okay, now let's go get that is good.
That's solid.
We got a nice post.
He had to leave, but he would come back later. In the meantime, I decided to attach the bottom row of sheathing. I did this so the sheathing could help keep these extra long boards from slipping off the edge of the platform as I wobbled around trying to get them to sit in a precise location. Here's what the process looks like up close. The hard part's getting the board up straight. Once it's vertical, it's really not that hard to move around. The sheathing stops it from falling off the edge. And then I use the diagonal strap to hold it in place. And then toenail at the bottom. Putting the top plate on a 19-foot tall wall requires a plan, or actually 2 plans. Plan number 1, we have to figure out how to get this up there and stabilized so I can come back and nail it into place from the top. Plan number 2 addresses what happens if I drop this. Is this going to swing back and hit me, or hit the thing I'm standing on? If this gets away from me, where am I going to go? When you're carrying heavy loads at this height, it's probably a good practice to do a little falling dominoes diagram in your head. This would be a great spot for a drone video if I hadn't crashed it into a tree. Evan returned, and we made quick work of the west wall. The walls are up, so now we frame the windows. I don't want to spend too much time here on how to frame windows and doors. There's already a lot of really good videos that will teach you how to build the different elements in a standard wall. But be aware that a lot of those videos are focused on going as fast as possible. And unless you're a framer trying to get work on a production crew, you might not be worried about going as fast as possible. Maybe you like going slow, taking your time, enjoying being outside. I mean, why hurry? Oh yeah, that's right. The rain. In the next video, I start work on the second floor. And I will climb a very tall ladder while holding heavy things. These are not how-to videos.